Hey everyone, Wolf Lord Rho here. Before I begin today, a big thank you to Logan for the virtual gift voucher. Big thank you, my friend, I really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. But, on to today. Today we're taking a look at one of my favourite chapters. The sons of Sanguinius themselves, the Flesh Tearers. And it's an interesting one. Spoiler warning to begin, the events we are discussing today are from the short story Crimson Night by James Swallow. As always, I really recommend you read the story for yourself first, as that's the best way to enjoy the lore for yourself. Not only that, but we help to support the Great Black Library and Games Workshop, because without them, we don't have this great lore to talk about. I will put a link in the description as always. But with that said, let's just jump straight in. Now, the Flesh Tearers are one of the more interesting chapters in the lore. As all the sons of Sanguinius, they are affected by the rage and the thirst that plagues his lineage. But the Flesh Tearers suffer much more greatly than any other. However, through sheer force of will of their chapter master Gabriel Seth, they endure. But their reputation is famed throughout the Imperium. Or should I say, feared. Now, this story takes place on the planet Meron, where the Doom Eagles chapter is arriving to take over garrison duties from the Flesh Tearers. Meron is an important mining world for the Imperium, and as such demands a protection level of the Adeptus Astartes. Even as Sergeant Taricus of the Doom Eagles travels to meet the current garrison in his Rhino, his squad can't help but banter about the rumours. Nothing but carrion eaters, Corica was saying to Michaelis. The other young Space Marine glanced up at the sergeant with a questioning gaze. "Have you ever served with them, sir?" He jerked a thumb in the direction of the ships. "There are rumours." "You're not a child, brother Michaelis. Your time to give credence to fantasy tales is long gone," Taricus snapped. "You deny the reports that they eat the flesh of the dead?" Corica pressed. "Like the blood angels that spawned them, the Flesh Tearers feast on corpses." Taricus took a heavy step forward, and the rest of Corica's words died in his throat. "What tales you may have heard are of little consequence, lad. Soon the Flesh Tearers will be gone, and we will assume the garrison here. In the meantime, I expect you to contain your half-truths and suspicions. Clear?" "Clear," Corica repeated. "I meant no disrespect." So while Sanguinius may be the most worshipped and praised of all the Emperor's sons throughout the people of the Imperium, and indeed the Blood Angels remain still to this day one of, if not the most, famous chapter to the mere people. Across the Brotherhood of Astartes, however, it's clear that fame comes with a price. The rumours clearly rife amongst the chapters regarding the darker side of the Angels. And you know, that really raises two main points to me. One, what a shame it is that while we, the readers, celebrate the fact that the Blood Angels and successor chapters are still fighting against the curse, to be the shield of humanity for over 10,000 years, they are viewed with suspicion by the rumour mongers amongst their fellow Adeptus Astartes. And two, Guilliman must have heard these rumours by now. If not before his death, then most definitely since his return. So it really makes his appointment of Dante even more meaningful. Either disregarding the rumours or accepting them, he still believes completely in the sons of his brother Sanguinius. I think that would really mean a lot to Sanguinius. With some form of soul of Sanguinius being active within the warp, man, I would love to see him speak with Guilliman at some point. Even if it is just an ambiguous dream or vision that Guilliman doesn't know is real or not. But back to the story at hand. Just as Taricus finishes scolding his men the rhino slams to a halt. The road ahead appears to have collapsed. But as soon as Tarkus disembarks to investigate, locals are already appearing to repair the road surface. Tarkus, estimating who the leader is, begins to inquire what's happened. But the man's so scared he can barely get out an explanation about sinkholes. Nervousness from mundane humans towards Astartes is nothing unheard of, but outright fear, on a world stationed by space marines already, that is a little unusual, to say the least. Tarkus then notices the men at the centre of the crater, covering something with a cloth. Instantly his suspicion is raised and he paces towards them, scattering them like flies. Ripping back the cloth, he peers down into the hole, seeing two naked, pale bodies. He turns immediately upon the locals again, demanding to know what's going on, only to receive an answer from a flesh tearer. "Don't concern yourself, Doom Eagle." The words buzzed over the general channel of his helmet communicator, and Tarkus looked up to see who had spoken. 6 flesh tearers had arrived, the black and red of their armour shining darkly. Concern? Advancing on the space marine who had addressed him, Tarkus' voice was almost a snarl. "Who are you to decide what should concern me?" The flesh tearer removed his helmet and placed it under the crook of his arm. A casual gesture, but one calculated to show Tarkus the skull painted on his shoulder plate and the rank insignia he bore. "I am Gorn, brother captain of the Flesh Tearers' 4th Company. I command the Space Marine garrison on Meron." And here he hesitated, showing a little flash of teeth in a feral smile, "at least until the end of this day." "My apologies, brother captain. I did not recognize you." Inwardly, Tarkus fumed at his own indiscretion. Gorn made a dismissive gesture. "No matter, Sergeant. We will handle this." The captain directed his men into the crater. "If I may ask, what transpired here?" Tarkus pressed. "I will have to make a report to my commander." "A report?" "Of course," said Gorn, lacing the comment with barely concealed disdain. "There have been minor incidents of unrest in the city, which we recently suppressed. This," he pointed at the crater, "is no more than a sad reminder of the same. Most likely a few misguided fools who took their own lives in a death pact. Nothing more." Gorn laid a level gaze on Tarkus. Clearly, the conversation was at an end. Requesting permission from the superior officer, Tarkus then begins to head back to the Rhino, Gorn telling him to inform his own captain he will receive him at the garrison tower within the hour. So not the best of first encounters to have with a fellow chapter, to say the least. Let alone the flesh tearers. And a superior officer at that. The Doom Eagles are Ultramarine successors, sons of Guilliman. Despite the tense meeting, it's no surprise to see Tarkus still adhere to the chain of command, whereas if this was another Primarch's lineage, you could possibly expect more of an argument, despite the difference in rank. The story then shifts to Tarkus informing his captain of the encounter with Gorn and his men. And it transpires that Consultus, his captain, has crossed paths with the Flesh Tearer before. Many years ago, upon a world named Kalern, during the events known as the Kalern Massacres. Now, what exactly happened is not directly said here, other than millions died, and terror weapons unleashed in untold numbers. The captain clearly has no love lost for Gorn and his fellow chapter, calling them berserkers to enemy and ally alike, that their actions that day earned them the attention of the Inquisition. And if it were down to him, he would never place his men alongside the flesh tearers. Tarkus then brings up the stories that his men speak of them, the rumours that they've heard. And Consultus has a great line in reply. "There are always stories," Consultus said simply. "The trick is to know if they are just stories." The story moves on to the formal meeting between the chapters at the garrison and the exchanging of command between the two. Consultus and Tarkus enter the chamber as the banner of the flesh tearers is being lowered, the sons of Sanguinius uttering a prayer to their primarch, and the two captains come face to face. The two commanders met each other's gaze. Consultus, Gorn, "My men are ready to take our leave of this sandpit. I can think of no better a company to take our place here than yours." If Consultus noticed the derisive tone in Gorn's voice, he gave no sign. The Doom Eagles will strive to be worthy of the honour of this posting. Indeed, Gorn removed a long ivory rod from a small altar before him. This token was granted by Meron's governor, as a symbol of our command here. "Accept it from me, and you will be this world's new defender." He held out the rod to Consultus like an unwanted gift. "A moment," said Consultus coolly. "First I would address the report Brother Tarkus brought to me. These uprisings of which you spoke." Gorn grimaced. "The report. Yes. It is, as I told the sergeant, of no matter. A circumstance we dealt with. It will not trouble you. All the same, I would have a full accounting of it before you leave." The Flesh Terror commander gave a sidewise glance at the other Space Marine, in shared, unspoken scorn at the Doom Eagle's expense. "As you wish. Sergeant Knox will see to it." "Now," Gorn continued, still proffering the ivory wand, "for the glory of terror, I transfer command of the Meron garrison to Captain Consultus of the Doom Eagles. Do you accept?" Consultus took the rod. "In the Emperor's name, I accept command of the Meron garrison from Captain Gorn of the Flesh Tearers." So witnessed, Tarkus and Knox spoke together. Gorn's mouth twisted in self-amusement as he took the banner from Knox. "You'll find this is an agreeable assignment, Consultus." He patted the chamber's only item of furniture, a simple carved chair. "This seat is most comfortable." Tarkus frowned. From any other man, such a thinly veiled insult would have had him knocked to the stone floor. Gorn and Knox left, the heavy ironwood door slamming shut behind them. "He mocks us," Tarkus grated. "Forgive me, sir, but what right?" "Keep yourself in check, Tarkus," Consultus said, the words instantly stopping the sergeant in his tracks. "You're not a novitiate anymore. Quell your enmity and save it for the foe. Let Gorn and his men play at their games of arrogance. They have little else." Tarkus stiffened. "As you wish, brother captain. Your orders?" Consultus weighed the ivory token in his fist, then handed it to the sergeant. "Place this somewhere out of sight. We have no need to validate our command here with a display of vulgar trinkets. All of Meron will understand. The dedication of the Doom Eagles is symbol enough of our devotion to the Emperor." A little frosty to say the least there. I really enjoy reading conversations such as this one, like a battle being played out between words. The thinly veiled jabs and jibes. Sure, the Flesh Tearers are coming across as arrogant here, as even Captain Consultus states, with the game of arrogance comment. But is his next comment any less arrogant? The dedication of the Doom Eagles is symbol enough of our devotion. In regards to holding the Meron trinket, sure, it's a worthless piece of ivory to the Space Marines, but at least the Flesh Tearers respected the Meron governor enough to have it at hand for appearance's sake. The Doom Eagles are just shoving it away somewhere. The prideful sons of Guilliman no slouches in the arrogant stakes either. But of course, this is obviously in reference to his past with Gorn and his chapter, the dark memories that he has for the Flesh Tearers, from the events of the Cologne massacres. And who are we to say that he is wrong? On the other hand, it could well be said that for everything the Flesh Tearers have to fight against, the rage and the thirst that still plagues them, and still they refuse to give in to it, to still fight in the name of the Emperor, that perhaps their dedication is more than the Doom Eagles. Either way, the events on Meron are far from over. So what did you think of this first encounter, guys? Are you fans of the Flesh Tearers? Or do they deserve their comeuppance from the Inquisition? We know Dante has a strong loyalty to Gabriel Cerf, proud of the efforts he has made to save the chapter. So do they deserve the reputation that precedes them? Are their fellow chapters right to have such disdain for them? Or should the chapter of the Flesh Tearers be destroyed by the Inquisition, when we've had such chapters like the famed Space Wolves actually go to war with the Inquisition? Are the Flesh Tearers any worse for simply hiding their secret? On the other hand, they do spill the blood of innocents. As always, drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love to read them. A huge thank you to all my subscribers. Your support really means a lot to me, it truly does. And if you're new, please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. If you enjoyed this particular vid, then why not drop a like on it too. But with that said, I'm off, and I'll see you all again real soon.